Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Final video of League's 5 yapping, I guess. My last few videos have just been me talking about the league, but I feel like that's the conversation that everyone's talking about these days, and I'm trying to update or keep you guys updated kind of on my thought process, my plans, and everything that I'm actually going to be doing for the League 5 Raging Echoes. And as of yesterday, Jagex have actually released all of the relics that are available. So we have all the information now at our hands to understand how we want to actually play the actual league itself. So this video is going to be a lot of me moving around the camera and yapping kind of about things because everything's in weird spots on my screen, and there's not really much else I can do about that. But again, no gameplay. I'm just going to be basically explaining all my thought process for the league and whatnot. Now, one thing I don't actually have open right now is I did actually write out a Day 1 Leagues guide. Day 1 Leagues guide, what they normally are is a lot of creators, a lot of players, loads of people just like to do it, is we spend 20, 30 hours writing out an efficient plan that's going to save you about 6 minutes in an order, but it will get you your relics faster, your regions faster, and just allow you to kind of get on your feet at the start, you know, rather than being ultra, especially if you've never played a league before. You're just not overwhelmed because you have a guide that tells you what to do, basically. Now, this guide, obviously, always do what you want to do. Play how you want to do. Does following a guide ruin it? Is it boring? In my opinion, no. I think following a guide at the start is really fun because it just shortcuts you to better parts of the league. You know, the best part of the league is when you have more relics and you've got more regions. So, if you want to be interested, my guide is in the link in the description. I don't know what else is going to be there. But I do need to do a shout out to Wizzy, whose guide I'll also put in there. But Wizzy also created a guide, which I'm also praying at this moment in time, because I don't know if he rewrote it for the updates and stuff. I'll have a little glance through, but yeah, I hope it's actually up to date. But I'll also link a YouTube video by him where he actually runs through his guide. Now, again, I also don't know if that's outdated, but whatever, they're there. Basically, I read his guide, I rewrote his whole guide. And then I went back through the whole thing like 5 times and just kind of changed some things around that's going to cater more to my playstyle, my regions, and my relics in a situation. But my guide would not exist without his guide, so therefore I have to give him a shout out, put all the guides in the description. And you can use whichever one you want, because his looks better than mine. I'll just tell you that straight away, bro. It looks beautiful. I don't know how you use all that stuff. But yeah, anyways, that being said, if you're interested, again, you don't have to use the guide, but it is something that will get you into the league. It will get you the first few relics, and it will probably get you a small addiction. And then as soon as you hit a certain point, you've got a region, you've got 4 relics, and you can literally do whatever the hell you damn please at that point. It just starts the league. That also being said, if you're not going to follow a guide, I always say the same thing. The people that follow these guides, if you don't, just play an extra 30 minutes, and you basically at the same point as everyone that follows the guide. It is really min-maxing, talking seconds of time save. Just a little efficient things at the start, but it can put you in the right direction. And I think, obviously, getting relics early is always fun. And it also obviously doesn't ruin it because you only unlock the start of the game. Then you're on your own for everything after that. So yeah, that's an option for you all. Right, that being said, time for me to speak about my regions and my relics and everything and my playstyle and how everything is going to currently go. So the first thing first is, what is my goal of the league? My goal is to have some fun. Now, I'm probably not going to play the whole 8 weeks because I'm away for Christmas with my family. And normally when I leave a league from like doing something like that, when I get back, I don't have that much interest in it anymore. So my prediction is I'm going to be playing the league pretty heavily. And by heavily, I'm talking 15 hours a day for about 3-4 weeks or something like that. So whatever I can achieve in that time, which unfortunately is not every single task possible. However, this time around, I would like to play, the way I'm seeing it is I'd like to play with sort of late game relics. So if I do decide to keep going, my goal of the league, if I play the whole thing, would be to complete every single task I can possibly do in my regions. Now, those regions are going to be in order: Mauritania, Turanmin, and Fremennik. And a quick thing I want to say, Mauritania as a first region is most probably not a good idea. So be very careful on what regions you're doing, and if you're not playing the league or you weren't and now you're going to decide to, you're going to follow my guide. My guide does unlock Mauritania, but very far into it. At that point, you can do anything you want and do your own thing. But yes, I'm going Mauritania as the first region. I have my personal reasons that I want to do that. They're probably not the best, but it's just kind of what I want to do. Again, with a league, do what you want to do. If you've never played a league before and you don't know what to do, what's your favorite content in RuneScape? If you like killing Cerberus and you like doing Perilous Moons, and then the final thing is, I don't know, killing some Callisto or whatever that stuff is, then there you go. Just do those regions and do that content. You just do it with this extremely overpowered build and bop everything. But yeah, I'm going to be in Mauritania, Turanmin, and Fremennik. And my short-term game plan is I'm going to be rushing to level 100 combat to get all 6 of my first combat masteries in order to get myself the 60% prayer penetration. Now, I don't know if that's going to be a pile of garbage, because the other aspect to the tier 6 melee, I kind of need a scythe for it to be good. But a scythe, I'm not going to get it until maybe day 2 or day 3, because I should be able to, you know, get one because they're so much easier to get. All mega rares are easier to get. And I'm also going Mauritania for TOB, which is the fastest way to get mega rares. You know, it's like, if you did TOB all day with a good team, you should probably get all the mega rares probably in your name by the end of the day. So yeah, but yeah, Mauritania first, and my goal is to get 6 in the melee, so if I have high melees from the 100 combat, I can go straight to the Corrupted Gauntlet, where the Cunliffe does pray melee, and I can just bop him with the halberd the whole time, and if he just dies, then great, I can go farm the Gauntlet, and I'm doing combat 5-10 hours into the league, which would be great. So that's sort of my plan. Now my relics, and I'm finally going to be bringing the cursor onto the screen. I'm hoping you guys can see it. If you can't, then it's not going to look the best, but yeah. If I mute that quickly, the relics that I'm going to be going in order are going to be Animal Wrangler, Dodgy Deals, Clue Compass, Reloaded, which is going to unlock me Forager. Then we're going Treasure Arbiter, Banker's Notes, Arcane Grimoire, and Last Stand. Now, I'll explain the 2 that might be a bit controversial when I say I want late-game relics. Obviously, the painful thing about this late-game relic thing, in all honesty, is I am going Mauritania region, which means I get the Black Mask and I get the Slayer Helmet. So if I had the Slayer Master relic, the amount of combat that would go even stronger would be amazing. But the problem is, the league is almost, I'm not going to say it's impossible, it is almost impossible to complete all your tasks, even when they've mentioned that they've nerfed the clue scrolls. It is still almost impossible for you to complete all your tasks if you don't have something boosting clue scroll drops. So the sad thing about this is that Slayer Master Relic is incredible. One of the best they've ever done, in my opinion. Sounds amazing. DPS everywhere would be absolutely insane. It'd be so good. But again, if I want to play late game, I can't complete the clue tasks if I don't have that clue relic. So I'm going to go for that clue relic just in case I do play the entire league. Because if I don't, again, like I said, I could finish every other task, 50 mil skills, whatever the hell else you want, rarest drops in the game. And if the only thing I've got left to do is like 200 master clues and get a certain item, I can't really do it. You know, it's almost impossible. Whereas, obviously, the Slayer bonus, I'm going to have a Black Mask anyway for monsters that I do kill on task. So I'm going to lose a lot of like DPS, unfortunately, in comparison. I really think the Slayer Master Relic should only really be taken if you do go Mauritania for the Black Mask. But then it's how much DPS is that? At the end of the day, it's literally like another Crystal Blessing. It is a lot. It's big. So the damage you do there would be insane. One thing as well, though, that's in my favor for going Treasure Arbiter, again, I have to go late game. That's my choice. The Slayer Master Relic will not work in Theater of Blood, which is my one raid, and I'm probably doing a lot of that raid. I also am curious if it would work on Vorkath, because I have to kill a lot of Vorkath. I think it works on boss tasks. I think it works on basically everything you're going to kill. But yeah, that Slayer Master Relic is honestly incredible. But I am going to go Treasure just to make sure that I can play late game. That brings me to the next one, which is also a bit controversy, is the Grimoire. I put a lot of thought into this one, but there was one thing that I asked before this league came out, and that was that I really, really wanted Piety without going Kandarin, and Jagex basically gave me that on like day 3. So I locked in my Grimoire ASAP, and I was there like, right, what do they put it against? They brought out the Overgrown, and then they only just... Oh, sorry, you can't even see it. Sorry, if I bring this over here. They brought out the Overgrown and the Pocket Kingdom as well. Now, I put a lot of thought, and I can explain in a lot of detail near the end of the video of how I'm going to kind of do everything, because I might be wrong, and some people might give me a better answer, which would be nice. But when I was initially choosing all my relics without knowing them, I did kind of say that I'm happy to do everything except 50 million Herblore, because 50 mil Herblore seemed kind of impossible. But now that Reloaded came out, I can choose this Forager. Now, if I do 50 mil mining, hunter, fishing, and woodcutting, whatever the other one is, I'm almost certain that will easily, and when I say easily bank 50 mil Herblore experience. Easily. And I also don't need many secondaries, which I don't mind. I'm probably still one of the few players that enjoys collecting Herblore secondaries. You know, Mortmire Fungus with the diary getting double on an Iron Man for my 5,000 avatars, mate. I freaking love that shit. Can't tell you why. Just do. But I now think 50 mil Herblore can be done. So I don't think I fully need Overgrown, because 50 mil farming should also be completely fine in my regions. I've got the I've got loads of tree patches, I've got loads of fruit tree patches, and I've also got everyone's got Fossil Island as well. And then Theater of Blood, if I do regular TOB with a team, only one person gets a purple. And if I get any mahogany tree from that, that's like 5 days of trees done, and I should get enough from there immediately. So 50 mil farming I think is fine. And 50 mil Herblore, now that Reloaded comes out, I also think is fine. Which allows you to play with the Grimoire. The Grimoire, is probably the least strong relic on him. I do think the Pocket Kingdom might be better than Overgrown. I've not put much thought in, but the Pocket Kingdom gets you logs, teak logs, mahogany logs. It gets you herbs if you want them. You can get coal. The raw fish is a bit irrelevant, but the seeds, the kingdom has a lot of stuff, and it's going to give you some disgustingly good rewards. But again, most of my other skills are solved, and I will come around to those in a moment. Which brings us to the last relic. I'm going Last Stand. I did want to go Guardian really badly, because Guardian is good everywhere. Last Stand is a bit of like a high maintenance relic to actually utilize the best. But the honest only reason that I really care about Last Stand is, one, if I make a mistake, I'm going melee build, which I should have mentioned that at the start. But if I make a mistake, I get a little extra life, which is always good in some places. But I'm going to do a lot of Theater of Blood. And Last Stand in Theater of Blood, you can actually force proc it in many places. You know, if I enter bloat, I'm dead in 3 seconds, you know, and then I can direct bloat as well. Because the way Last Stand works is after you die, you'll have like 9 seconds of immunity, which is it's 3 hits of a 3-tick weapon, I think. It might be more than that. Yeah, it should be like 5 or something. No, I don't know. Doesn't matter. But I have full Dark because I'm going Mauritanian. So if I proc my Last Stand, I can put full Dark on and I can hit some big numbers. Big. Now, I don't know if Cypher's going to out DPS it when I get it. But yeah, I think I can hit some big numbers with Dark and Last Stand. And there's loads of places I can force proc it, so I can use that quite well. Also, I'm in Fremenic region. And I can get the Orb Locator, and I can also use that to kill myself, or prop myself. No, I think I can kill myself with that. I don't know if I sit 1, but I can also force it, which is good. So yeah. Now, before I do anything else, they're the relics, which I'll go for again. Animal Wrangler, that should get me 50 million Hunter, Fishing, and Cooking. Absolutely no problem at all. Dodgy Deals will get me 50 million Thieving experience, and also early game money, which is very nice. Clue Compass is just, I think it's the best by far, especially if I'm going treasure, because when I get clues and I have like last league I had the treasure relic and I had like 1,000 elite clues in the bank and I just didn't do any because I quit the game and just stopped. Nowadays I could do 1,000 clues probably in a day, you know, with this relic, because it takes 5 seconds to do them, and you get loads of extra rolls. I know they've mentioned there'll be less points in the clue scrolls, but it's not about the points. It's more about the fact that the points are probably not achievable without the relic, so that's why I wanted to make sure and be safe with that one. Reloaded gives me Forager, and I think Forager, the only thing it does is give me loads of herbs, and the loads of herbs solves my 50 million herb lore problem as well. I can get herbs in many other ways. Regular TOB is one. The Kingdom is another one, and then obviously I do have access to 3 herb patches, so I can grow them, but that makes 50 million herb lore just completely solved. A reason why I'm not going, let's go back. I won't bother talking about Lumberjack and Power Miner. Actually, I will. Power Miner does mining, smithing, and crafting. Smithing and crafting in my regions are extremely easy. I've got Taranwin, and I've got Fremenic. I've got the Blast Furnace. I've got high drops from Vorkath. I'm going to kill a lot of Vorkath, and I've got gems from the Gauntlet. So Power Miner, no problem at all. Don't really need it. As for mining, I just have to mine iron the whole time. You know, there's nothing better to do there, unfortunately, so whatever. As for Lumberjack as well, everyone has access to 2-tick teaks on the Isle of Souls, so woodcutting experience is the fastest possible. I also have Taranwin, which is the same, but a bit better, so that's probably why I'm going to do it. But Lumberjack, I think, also gives you fire making and maybe crafting experience. I can't quite remember the relic. But fire making as well. I'm going to kill so many Vorkath. It drops 50 magic logs quite commonly. I have to kill thousands of Vorkath, but I should kill them in 12 seconds on DPS calculators. So that's no problem at all to get fire making up there. So that's why I decided that. As for Animal Wrangler, that gets me... Wait a minute. Why does Animal... I just realized Animal Wrangler on the RuneScape video... Oh, this is actually unlisted, so I think they might have removed it, but... Animal Wrangler should be the harpoon and Lumberjack should be the axe. That just confused me there. That's fine. The reason I'm going Animal Wrangler... Fishing. Every region needs fishing. Simply put. So it's good in every region. And then the cooking is also not really a problem. Cooking is like done because I get grapes from Vorkath as well. So there's cooking, and Zulver as well gives grapes, so that's fine. But the fire making part of that... Wait, the hunter part, sorry, the hunter part as well is really good because I don't have the best things to do there. I can hunt red chins, maybe herbivore, I don't know. I've not worked it out, but again, never failing and double chins will be good. I don't actually have access to anywhere good to chin chomp. I think I could maybe go armored zombies late game, but I think it might not even be efficient to do that. So, not 100% sure. Dodgy Deals, obviously that gets me thieving up. It also gets me early game money. Early game money is better gear, better weapons early, makes it way more fun, so that's nice. Forager, again, I'm reloading and going back to get Forager, so that's really, really nice. I'll explain why I didn't go any of the others. in a bit. But Corner Cutter, I think, is a 35-hour time save on agility, but I won't be able to wear my Arania boots, which are going to be best in slot almost everywhere, and I do have access to the Hallowed Sepulchre, and everyone has access to the Brimhaven course with double tickets. So I don't know the experience rates of either of those, but it is, in my opinion, going to be about a 35-hour time save to take Corner Cutter. Now, this is mid-maxing. Again, I don't care about time save. I'd rather wear my Arania boots and get some more max hits on my scythe. And I don't mind doing the Sepulchre, and I don't mind doing Brimhaven agility. I will train those skills if I have to, because it's fun, you know? The Sepulchre is great. It's good, so that should be right. Clue Compass, Bank Heist, Fairies Flight. I'm not going to bother talking about them. I just think Clue Compass smashes them all completely. So, yeah, I really like the idea of that one. Equilibrium, as far as I'm aware, is always bad. Like, it's always been bad in previous leagues, so I'm going to leave that one be completely. And then Golden God, I don't need Golden God, because I don't need money. Now, you might think I do. I'm in the Fremenic region, which is going to require me to buy, like, lots of construction supplies. And I'm also in the Taranwin region that might have me buying a crown. But hard mode Theatre of Blood, later on, is 100% rate out of purple. And hard mode Tob will be done in 15 minutes. And the average purple I'm going to get there is going to be worth, like, 1.52 mil raw cash if I just alk it, you know. Just this year plates are worth loads. So I could just keep bopping Tob, and that should give me enough money for every single grind that I can do. Should pay for construction, smithing, all the cash tasks, no problem. And worst case scenario, if it doesn't, I'll just go do more hard mode Tob if I can find a team, you know, because then I get more money. So money should be no problem. And prayer, again, prayer, I've got Dagon of Kings, Dagon of Bones. I've got Vorkath for thousands of kills. I've got Addy Dragons and Rune Dragons. They're all going to have tasks. I'm going to be killing lots of dragons, so I don't think prayer is any issue whatsoever. I can also make a Gilded Altar because I'm going Fremenic region, so that is pretty good there, so it's fine. Treasure versus production was a painful one for me. I do really want to go Slayer, but again, I'd like to play the late game, and I know for a fact that I can't regret the Slayer one. I already have so much damage on my account. I'm going the Grimoire, as you can see. That's Piety. I've got the Blessing. I'm going to have really good stats. Fair enough, I could wear Crystal and a Slayer helm, and the damage would be absolutely disgusting on everything. But as soon as you don't choose Treasure, as far as I'm aware, it is not possible. It's roughly not possible to complete your tasks. You will not be able to complete the artificial clue scroll amounts. You might need 600 beginners, 500 easies, all that stuff down to 200 masters or 100 masters. You can't really do it. It's pretty horrible. So yeah, I'm taking that one for sure. Specifically as well, as I don't have access to master clues, I have to get them from other clues. So I'd rather, again, play that safe and make sure that if I do want to play endgame, I will go for that. Other than that, because I'm going Mauritania, the Slayer Relic was very close to choose. That could be my only regret in the league, I think. Again, I wanted lots of DPS. The Slayer one does that for me because I have the Slayer Mask, because my gear would be Slayer Mask, Crystal Blessing, Crystal Armor, Scythe Inferno Cape, Gloves of the Damned, Arania Boots, Fremenic Jewelry. It would be disgusting damage. But my damage is already so high. I'm not going to say it would be overkill. It definitely wouldn't be. It would be nice. But again, I don't want to make sure that I'm signing up to a point where I can't actually beat all my tasks if I get there. Banker's Note versus Total Recall. Banker's Note, the way I see this, Total Recall is a PVM relic, and Banker's Note's a skilling relic. But Banker's Note can also be used quite well in PVM to some extent. Total Recall is inferior to Banker's Note in every single skilling ground possible. If you can name me one, I'll be quite surprised. Maybe, no, there just isn't any really, to be honest. So I think Banker's Note, again, is a completely safe bet. It also makes skilling fun. You know, if I'm mining, I can just bang them all there, and I'm also good. And then again, if I also want to really sweat and really go for it, you can actually use Banker's Note while doing other content to unnote things like potions or gems or even logs, and I can cut them, make them, fire make them as I'm running from A to B. Now, I know that's making you lean towards the dislike button, but yeah, that can be done. Now, will I do that? Yeah, we'll see. If I get close to actually finishing everything, I might do, but that sounds pretty miserable to me. I don't like sweating RuneScape that much, so we'll see, but Banker's Note gives you that option as well. Total Recall doesn't. Also, another selling point, Total Recall, there's no good spec weapon in my region. Taranwin, Mauritania, Fremenic, my best spec weapon is Bone Claws from Tormented Demons. And I'm not going Weapon Specialist either, so I don't mind. I'm going to bop everything with a Scythe. Total Recall only gives me health and prayer regens. Forager should give me infinite prayer potions. Snape Grass, Spawn, easy, 90% things. I'll have infinite potions when I play, so I don't really need the restores and all that. So I should be okay without Total Recall. Total Recall might be a lot of fun, though. Anyone taking that, I really hope it's friggin' awesome. I think Total Recall with Specialist in a region like Asgarnia or like Karend with Claws will be so fun, man. Everything will just die in like a millisecond. Oh, God, it'd be so good. Overgrown versus Pocket Kingdom. As far as I'm aware, they're kind of sorting out mainly farming and herblore, and I think farming is fine in my region completely, and I think herblore is solved with friendly forager from before, so I think I'm okay with that. The Grimoire might be a bit of a trap, but it also just sounds more fun to play with. You know, I get Piety, I get Rigor, I get Augury. Augury's kind of useless. Rigor's kind of going to be useful, I think, for like 15 Zook kills for that task when that comes back or something. But also all the spell books, I get to kill Sire with Ancients as well, which will be nice. I'm very curious as well how much actual... I don't think anyone put in thought of how much time would really be saved with the Grimoire against free-to-play prayers, assuming a melee build. Because honestly, it's probably only talking a few seconds a kill maximum, but then how many kills I have to do with monsters, I generally wonder if it adds up to like 20, 30 hours or something like that over the course of everything. Could be quite interesting. Again, I don't really care about that time save. I'm genuinely taking the Grimoire because it is most definitely the one that I want to play with. It is not the most efficient. Overgrown would be better for me, but I think my problems are solved. So I'd like to hit big, you know? I want to hit big, and I want to be able to teleport around the game, which is not really useful. As for Last Stand, Guardian, a Specialist, simply put, it would be Bone Claws only. Sounds miserable. Can't be bothered with that. Guardian is good everywhere, but Last Stand just sounds like it's going to be more fun, particularly in team content. If I do a TOB, let's say, with 4 of the great players, they're all Last Stand and I'm a Guardian. If they all bowl into Bloat to proc it to kill Bloat in 1 second, I have to stand outside, bro, or take Phoenix necklaces or some shit. And I don't want to do that. So I think Last Stand again. I don't think I can regret taking Last Stand. I think I could maybe regret Guardian very slightly, but they're honestly 51.49, and then Weapon Specialist is trash for my regions. If you're going Wilderness, Weapon Specialist and the Kapesh is going to be absolutely popping. So that should be good. But yeah, that's basically what I'm doing, and that is the plan as of right now. I know that doesn't cover everything, so I'm going to try and go through what skills I have. But yeah, things like if I'm actually doing 50 mil everything, the biggest problem I found with 50 mil everything was range. I really don't know what the hell I do. I have a T-bow that will be 4-tick. I've got a 1-tick blowpipe, so I'm guessing I'm just going to have to go somewhere random and just blowpipe things, you know. Maybe I can't get a cannon, but I just find something that's good to blowpipe in my regions and get 50 mil range that way. Last time I had an Executioner's Axe. That did it all for me. It was great. But yeah, that solves the skills. So again, if I go through the skills to the best of my ability off the top of my head, construction, the teak logs that I end up woodcutting for construction, I will just bank them. They're over 1-to-1 in ratio as far as I'm aware. So 50 mil woodcut is 50 mil construction banked by default. Rune crafting. This is actually a bit interesting. I don't have the best options to pure essence for rune crafting. I really hope I don't end up having to 1.5 tick regular pure essence, because dial essence isn't really that good for me because I have banker's note, so runecrafting is fast. But getting the pure essence, I get a bit from the Moosper and I get a bit from Zora, and that's like about it. Maybe some from Gargoyles as well, the regular ones, but yeah, pure essence to 50 mil runecrafting. I have blood runes, regular blood runes, which will be good experience, but that one could be a bit of a problem later, but it is a solvable problem, so that's no problem. Agility, I have the Hallowed Sepulchre, the best experience in the game. I've also got Brimhaven with boosted tickets that might be better experience in the game. So agility, again, it's just a 35-hour grind. I know I say just a 35-hour, but it's completely solved in the area, so that's fine. Below agility, I'm just going to take some guesses here. I think it's like thieving or something. I might get some wrong. Thieving, dodgy deals, done and dusted. I'll probably have 200 mil thieving by the end of the league, so that's fine. Herblore, forager, done and dusted. Should be 50 mil from 50 mil of the other ones. Should get me 50 million Herblore, so again, that skill is solved. Crafting is Vorkath Dragon Hides, gems from the Gauntlet, and also worst case scenario, again with dodgy deals, I could just thieve a gem store because I would get quite a lot of gems that way for crafting. There's probably some other good methods in my regions as well. I've got loads of stuff, so that should be fine. Crafting, fletching is late game just broad arrows, no problem at all. Broad arrows. I have to cut my own arrow shafts, which I'm probably going to have my miscellanea on maple logs, and I'll probably end up calculating on 16x experience how many maple logs I have to make, or broad arrows from, I don't know, 99 to 50 mil or something, so that should be completely fine. Eventually, it'll cost money, of course, but again, TOB will pay for everything, so I should be fine now. Below fletching is, I don't know, I'm just going to start yapping now, random skills, I know they're not in order. Slayer, no problem at all, I don't need the Slayer Master Relic, I'm going to have a Black Mask anyway, so Slayer should be no problem, I'm just going to bop whatever Slayer task I get. I might have some pretty garbage tasks to do, but again, I think, no problem. I don't have many burst tasks, that's another thing, but I don't mind meleeing, because I'm going to be a melee build, so I'm going to enjoy bopping everything. So that should be good. I'm definitely going to miss a skill, by the way, because I haven't got it in front of me right now. Mining kind of sucks. Mining, as far as I'm aware, is just iron ore in Tyranwood Mine the whole way. So 50 mil mining will actually be a bit painful. Smithing is, I can buy ores in Yatiza, Again, I will have the money for anything, and if I need to get money, I can go get it, so money's no problem for me. But again, I might, if I have loads of money, be able to buy ores from like the Tazar shop by selling runes and buying Tokkul to buy like coal to smelt iron bars that I mined the iron for. Some trash like that. Again, it might take a bit of time, but in my region, there is not that many bar drops from things, except like grotesque gargoyles, but I can just get all my own stuff for smithing. Fishing is... I'm probably just going to AFK the current ones the whole way, so fishing should be just done and dusted. Cooking should also be passive with that, but I will get shitloads of grapes from Zulra and Vorkaf, so that's fine. Wood cutting will be 2 tick-ticks. Again, like I said, banker's note. Fire making, most likely magic logs from Vorkaf. Hunter will be, again, easy. I've got red chins, 5 traps. I can also do herbivore if I need extra herbs, but I think red chins all the way. I'll be fine now. Combat skills, again, magic should be easy. I can't barrage, but I can zero time magic. I have, like, other stuff to do with that, so no problem. And then, yeah, I think range might be a bit annoying, but I think I just blow pipe some random stuff and go from there. So all my 50 mils as far as more are solved in my region, and I get to go Grimoire and use Piety, which is nice. So that is the plan. That's how I'm going to play. And I think I'm going to have a good time. And I'm going to be making loads of videos while I do it. I know that obviously the YouTube side gets very saturated when these videos come out, but feel free to just hop in and watch me bop things. Again, if I do actually manage to complete all my tasks or regions, there'll be videos up until the very last day, and I will get it done, but good. Oh, now it should be that, but that's the plan. So yeah, plan is Animal Wrangler, Dodgy Deals, Clue Compass, Reloaded to take Forager, Treasure Arbiter, Banker's Note, the Grimoire, and Last Stand. And as far as I'm aware, that has everything solved in my regions. Some grinds a bit more annoying than others, but there really is no way to get mining to be any better, because the power miner really doesn't even help with mining that much, to be honest, considering I have to do iron ore like the whole way. So that's so good. But yeah, anyways, I will see everybody in the league. I'm playing on my main accounts. If you see me, make sure you flame me. Also, if you ever see anybody in this league wearing any Zenite jewelry, any regular trident, any ballistas, you know, blue mystic, Iban staff, make sure you right-click them and you tweet that person, bro. Or you put it on any platform you're on. Because that person, my friend, took Kandarim. And that's a silly goose idea. A very silly goose idea. I didn't mention my combat masteries. 6 into melee, 3 into range, 1 into magic. 4 into range just seems pointless to me. I don't need that healing, so I might as well just grab that 1 into mage, which might also be completely pointless, but that's fine. 6 into melee, because I did a DPS calculator, and I can scythe everything to death. Scythe works on every boss I have to fight, with the only exception being Zora, where I use the Araxor Bashi halberd thing, and the immune half of the Grotesque Guardians. And with that one, I have a 1-tick blowpipe, because I have Tyranwin. With the 3 in range, I get a 1-tick blowpipe, which is also very high DPS, and that should be nice. I also might have to range Zook as well with a twisted bow, but that's also going to be no problem at all. So everything should be fine. But yeah, that's my plan for the league. If this is the Mauritania, the Taraman, and the Fremenic regions, I'm excited for the Echo bosses as well. I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that Echo Hunlif is going to be a great fight. My prediction, I'll go with predictions actually. My prediction for Echo Hunlif is it's just going to be a permanent tornado with the disco floor, let's say, being a lot more faster, let's say. And maybe the Hunlif has a melee attack as well. I don't know. But I'm excited for that fight. It's movement, and it's like working out where to go next. You know, I really am excited for that. The Gargoyle fight, I don't know what the hell's going to happen there, but I don't think that's going to be that good. And then the Dagon of Kings, I'm praying. The Echo Kings, I'm hoping, is going to be like Vanguards from Chambers of Xeric, but they attack every 3 game ticks. So you go in, you take a shitload of damage if you can't set it quick, and once you've got them off tick, you just stand in the middle, prayer flick them perfectly, which would be so hard, and you have to keep all their health thresholds like going down bit by bit. If it's that, I'm going to freaking love that shit, even though it's going to be so annoying when I reset them, because you literally turn around and hit the Supreme on a melee build. I'm pretty sure you're going to reset that straight away. As for Echo Sol Heredit in Varlamore, my Fremenic region, I'm pretty sure I'm locked in on Fremenic. If Echo Sol's incredible, then everything I just said about playing late game probably goes out the window, and I probably make a second account with the only goal to do Echo Sol if it's a great fight. But I'm going to make another prediction here, and I really hope this one comes wrong for everyone that does go Valamar. If you go in Echo Sol, bro, and a healing totem appears at 50%, you've got bees in there, a Doom Scorpion, and oh my god, I really hope. It's a Grandmaster fight, and that is Grandmaster difficulty to deal with all that, but it would not have the same magic, I think, that something like Echo Hunlif might have. You know, I think something like Hunlif is just going to be good by default. Echo Sol, I hope it's an amazing fight. It's the only Grandmaster one. I'm really excited to watch people do it. I'm pretty sure we'll probably see a completion of Echo Sol on day one. There are players good enough to clear the Colosseum immediately, go into Sol with some giggly gear, and then depending on how it's built, if it's possible, aka it doesn't have chip damage or anything, I reckon we see someone clear it first time. And if it's Molgo Kirby, I'll be very happy to see that happens, yeah. Anyways, I've been out for 30 minutes. That is everything I said. If you think there's anything that I could be doing better with my regions, if you thought them out, Mauritania, Tehran with Fremennik, order's not a matter, but how I plan to do the 50 mil skills and all that stuff, I don't see myself changing any relic whatsoever on my final choices. I'm pretty happy with all of those, and I'm very excited to play, so it should be good. But I'll see everybody in the league. Have a good one. Many videos to come. Rah!